Welcome to today's explainer. You know, right this second, SNAP is helping literally hundreds of thousands of Coloradans keep food on the table every single month. And if you're here, you're probably staring down a renewal notice, wondering where to even start. Well, don't worry, because you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're taking what feels like a massive, daunting administrative headache, and we're going to turn it into a super clear, manageable checklist.
So, is it time to renew your SNAP benefits? For a lot of us, seeing that renewal letter in the mail or suddenly realizing your benefits are about to expire can trigger some real anxiety. But honestly, it doesn't have to be like that. As we know, SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, is just an absolute game changer for food security. It puts a monthly budget right onto an EBT card to help you buy the food you actually need for good health. So think of this explainer as your ultimate stress-free guide to protecting that food budget. We're going to walk through exactly how to lock in your online renewal step by step.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. First, SNAP basics and eligibility. 2, preparing your renewal documents. 3, navigating Colorado Peak Online. 4, filling out your application. And finally, number 5, submission and troubleshooting tips.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, SNAP Basics and Eligibility.
So, how often do you actually have to go through this whole renewal routine? Well, for most households in Colorado, you're looking at renewing every 6 to 12 months. And don't worry, your local county office will mail you a letter when it's your turn. But there is a pretty important exception here. If everyone in your household is 60 or older or has a disability, and there's absolutely no earned income coming in, you get put on a 24-month cycle. For that specific group, you basically just have to fill out a shorter periodic report form right at the 12-month mark.
Now, when you renew, the state is essentially just double-checking to see if you still fit the criteria. In Colorado, that mainly comes down to your household size and your gross monthly income, which, remember, is your income before taxes. The cutoff is set at 200% of the federal poverty level. To put that into perspective, if you live alone, your gross monthly income limit is $2,610. And for every extra person in your family, that limit bumps up by $918. So a family of 4, you're looking at a limit of $5,360. Just keep in mind, the exact amount you get loaded onto your card depends on your specific income and expenses. Obviously, the more you make, the lower your benefit might be, but honestly, a lot of folks are completely surprised to find out they still qualify even if their income is shifted a bit.
Now, what's really interesting about this specific number right here, $4,500, is that it acts like a hidden safety net. See, most Colorado SNAP households actually don't have an asset limit at all, assets being things you could quickly turn into cash like a savings account. But let's say someone in your home is 60 or older or has a disability, and your income is actually just a bit too high for that regular gross income test we just talked about, you might still qualify. Under this specific scenario, you can get approved as long as your total assets are $4,500 or less. It's a fantastic safety net rule to keep in your back pocket.
Moving right along to Section 2, preparing your renewal documents. The secret to making this painless is gathering your stuff early. When you renew, county eligibility technicians basically just need to verify your information to make sure you're still good to go with the program. If anything has changed, you got to prove it. Let's break down income verification, because there are 2 types. First, earned income. To prove this, you can just use 30 days of consecutive recent pay stubs, a signed letter from your boss detailing your hours and pay, or, if you're self-employed, your detailed bookkeeping records. Then we have unearned income, which is treated a little differently. This is stuff like Social Security, VA benefits, unemployment, child support, or pensions. For these, you literally just need your official benefit award letters or pension statements. And just a heads up, unearned income is counted at 100% of its value when they calculate your gross income.
So, the crucial point here is that along with your money, you also have to prove exactly who you are and where you live. Identity verification is absolutely strictly required for the head of the household. We're talking standard stuff here: a driver's license, state ID, U.S. passport, military photo ID, birth certificate, or your Social Security card. As for proving Colorado residency, you can grab your lease or rental agreement, a mortgage statement, a recent utility bill, or even your vehicle registration. Just make absolutely sure these documents clearly show your physical residential address in the specific county where you're applying.
Okay, pay attention, because this is probably my favorite part to explain. Why? Because it literally impacts your bottom line. Claiming allowable deductions can seriously maximize your monthly SNAP allotment. Basically, the state lets you deduct specific living expenses from your income calculation. So definitely track down your paperwork for rent or mortgage payments, property tax bills, utility bills, and any child support you pay to someone outside your home.
Plus, if you're paying for daycare, after-school care, or even transportation just so you can go to work or school, those are deductible too. Claiming all of this legally lowers your counted income, which means you could potentially get a lot more food assistance every month.
And here is another massive insider tip, specifically for seniors age 60 and over and folks with disabilities. If your out-of-pocket medical expenses are more than $35 a month, you can deduct them. To get this deduction, you just need to pull together billing statements, itemized pharmacy receipts, insurance premium statements, Medicare Part B cards, or even your transportation logs for driving to the doctor. This deduction directly bumps up your household's monthly SNAP allotment. Seriously, do not leave this money on the table. Take a few minutes and gather up those receipts.
All right, let's get into the software. Section 3, Navigating Colorado Peak Online. Renewing online through the Colorado Peak website is highly recommended. It's just the fastest way to do it. You can log on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from your smartphone, your tablet, your laptop, whatever you've got. First, just head to the Colorado Peak website. If you've done this before and have an account, go ahead and sign in. If not, it's super easy to create one. You just need an email address or a cell phone number that can receive texts to use as your username. Once you're safely and securely logged in, you're going to click the button that says Apply for Benefits. Tell the system you know what benefits you want, and make sure to check the box for SNAP.
Now, I want to address a super common stumbling block here. Let's say you're already getting SNAP, which of course you are, this is a renewal, but you've actually never set up a digital Peak account before. Well, you basically have to introduce yourself to the system. The very first time you log in, you must select the Link My Case option. And to do that, you're going to need your household's unique master case number. Where do you find that? It's printed right there on pretty much any official letter or physical notice you've gotten in the mail from your county office.
Moving into the actual application process. Section 4, Filling out your application. Once you actually open the application, you'll see the software is really designed to be user-friendly. Following the prompts usually takes maybe 20 to 30 minutes tops. But the best part is, you can actually save your progress and come back to finish it later if you get interrupted. You can also upload those verification documents we talked about directly into your account. And this brilliantly illustrates why you want to start early, so you have time to snap photos and keep digital copies of everything you're submitting. Once you hit that submit button, you'll get a confirmation message. After that, you can log back in absolutely anytime to track your application status, check on timelines, or respond to any follow-up requests. It puts all the control right at your fingertips. And finally, Section 5, Submission and Troubleshooting Tips. Okay, but what happens when technology or paperwork just doesn't cooperate? Remember that master case number we needed to link your account a minute ago? What if you lost your physical mail and have no idea what that number is? Seriously, do not panic. The Peak portal actually has an interactive virtual chatbot built right into the website. If you chat with it and go through a really quick identity verification process, the system can securely dig up your master case number for you right then and there. It is a fantastic little feature that can completely save you a phone call. But hey, if you do want some more personalized help, you've got multiple excellent support channels available. For general questions, or if you need to request a physical paper packet or update your address, you can call the Member Contact Center at 1-800-221-3943. Now, if you get stuck on the actual application itself and need direct assistance, just dial 211. And as always, you have the option to head down to your local county human services office in person, or even mail your documents there if you prefer to drop things off directly.
Before we wrap this up entirely, I do need to state this quick disclaimer. The information provided in today's explainer is for general guidance only. Every household is a little different, so always be sure to consult official Colorado Department of Human Services resources or your local county office for personalized advice regarding your specific case.
And that brings us to the end. With your documents all gathered up, your deductions fully optimized, and your Peak account ready to go, the online renewal process is entirely in your control. Maintaining these benefits is just so vital for your well-being and health. So, I want to leave you with this. With your documents gathered and your Peak account ready, how will securing your SNAP benefits change your family's month? Take that motivation, jump onto the Peak website, and get that renewal submitted early. And hey, if you found this explainer helpful, please share it with anyone else in your community who might benefit. Thanks so much for joining me.